Hey everybody, I'm so excited to have an amazing interview today with the boss lady of the hour, Miss Kinnik Sky, executive producer, actress, entrepreneur. She has a hot, critically acclaimed play called Pieces. We're definitely get into. I know all my DMV people are, they asked me all the way. They said, when is she coming to DC? So I'm definitely going to ask that. But if you're in Atlanta, please check out her amazing play on April the 8th. We got the ticket information on the website. But without further ado, please welcome Miss Sky. How are you doing?
Amazing, Queen. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. So
Yay.
I know everybody's looking at you like, oh my gosh, I want to be just like her. I want to put on these plays. Can you walk us back as far as, where you first started and then take us to where you are now?
Well, yeah, it's quite the journey because I'm really an actress first. So I've been doing theater since I was about 7, 8 years old. And then ironically, I moved to LA from Georgia to get away from theater and focus more on television and film acting, and ended up starting a theater production company. So, you know, when it's what you're supposed to do, you can run, but you can't hide. So I moved to LA. I had written a script in 4 days. Um, didn't really know if I knew what I was doing. I felt like it was really good. Like, because the way I write, the story kind of unfolds in my head. Like I actually see what's happening, and it's like I'm a transcriber. So I don't think of the lines. I see the scene happening and I just try to write what everybody's saying. I know it's weird, but that's how I see it. So as things are unfolding, I'm also going with the moments and like, oh my gosh. And I feel that. So I felt like it was good, but I had no idea that it was going to be received the way that it was. Like I said, it only took me 4 days to write it. I ended up, when I was in Atlanta and doing major shows, those shows looked so much bigger than me. And what I mean by that is they were always produced on such a large level that I never thought that I could be a producer. But when I moved to LA, I had the opportunity to be a part of a show that was in a black box theater. And I was able to kind of see up close and personal how they were producing it. And I was like, I might be able to do my show. Let me just see what they think. There was a young lady that was the assistant director on the project I was working on. She was amazing. And I said, maybe I can let her read my script and see what she thinks. And she got back with me. She loved it. And she was like, yeah, I would love to do this piece with you. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I called all my actor friends. I have a really good eye and I knew who would fit what. And I called them up, said, hey, I got this play. You want to come do this with me? Do this with me? And it was insane. Like the way the audience they received it so overwhelmingly well that a year later we were nominated for 7 NAACP Theater Awards. Won 3 out of 7 actors. 5 of us were nominated, some even in the same category against each other. So it just took a life of its own. And I said, well, I might be onto something. Let me continue this path. And I did.
Wow. But I would think as a producer, is it hard to like when you're casting to tell people no, especially I'm sure you got family or friends who probably want to think they're going to get in your play. And they're like, girl, I know you just like, can you talk about that? Especially for the upcoming producer, how important that is to really, stay true to your vision and not just hire somebody because you don't want to hurt their feelings. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, it's unavoidable. I'm very particular about every aspect of my productions. But casting is the life. Casting is what makes it believable. Casting is what makes the words leap off the page. So there's certain characters that I want to play, like in the show right now, Pieces. There's a fan favorite character named Dior. Every actress who's played this character has won an award for playing this character. I want to play that character. I'm an actress. I can play that character. However, there's a certain essence that takes it from an actor acting to like, wow, that has to be her. That has to be how she is. So there's a certain essence and believability that people automatically have that kind of lends them to a certain character. And then from there, I see if they have the chops to really handle it, because everybody on my productions are always very, very strong actors. If you're not a strong actor, you will get eaten alive because these people come with it. So that's been a process, having to say no, because some people it's not that they're not great actors or good actors. It's just that they are not the essence. There's somebody that fits that particular role better. And so I'm always going to go with the best choice for every aspect of the production. So yeah, that part is it's kind of tricky, but I think people are used to me by now. They're like, Kinnik, don't even ask her. She'll ask you.
Right.
Yeah.
But how long does the process take? You know, when you first write your script, and then I guess with getting the characters and who you want, and then actually putting on the production, finding the place. How long does that usually take? And of course, promoting it and getting the tickets out.
It's all relative, because like the show that I'm doing right now called Pieces is the second show that I wrote, and I produced this in LA several times. So this has been written for years. And so in December, I decided that I was going to put up a show in April, which is considered fast. Wow. So it was like December 28th, 29th, I think, when I secured the venue, which is the Riverside Epicenter. So that's considered kind of fast, because then you got to cast, you got to build a team, and which was a lot of work for me in Atlanta, because I've been doing this in LA for the last 10 years. So I built a whole new crew in Atlanta, new talent, new production side, have a new assistant, new stage manager, production manager, assistant director. Like, it was really a lot of work to pull it together in the amount of time that I have. So it's kind of been a whirlwind. I can't believe we are 2 weeks away. But yeah, it's been a whirlwind and a lot of work, but it's the payoff is so epic. It's so amazing. So amazing.
So what made you want to do, I don't want to talk too much about the play, but what made you wanted to, I guess, do this type of, it reminds me of a Lifetime movie. That's what it reminds me. Just from the snippet, like, as opposed to like, like you got these church shows and like things like that, but like really, drama, real life. I'm sure we probably know people in that situation, or, you see something nice and you shouldn't be talking to it. So what made you go in that direction?
For Pieces, I really wanted to be able to tell the story from the perspective of a character that would typically be considered the villain. So I wanted to see if I could tell a story that would make people gravitate to the gray areas. When people hear what the story is about, they automatically think they're going to formulate an opinion, or they automatically formulate an opinion. It's my job as a storyteller to have them sit in those seats and question their own thought process, and question their own lives and the lives of people that they know or see and judge. And that's what it's really about. I'm from the Bible Belt. From my biological mother's family, every one of my uncles are pastors. I come from the church world. And I don't come from just the church world. I come from the only thing that I've heard that's close to it is like Kojic, that super tight religious starch. You know what I mean? Just like, you're just like, there's no room for error. And so as I became an adult and started to experience life for myself and realize that there's a whole lot of things that I wasn't exposed to. And I feel like a whole lot of reality that people don't get when you're caught up in a religious world and you're just taught to be by the book. And a lot of people miss things that they really need to be real people, to be real humans, to help them make decisions as the things that we really deal with. Everybody's not walking around crying Jesus and crying holy. We have to deal with real people in a real world and real circumstances. And so, yes, it may make some Christians clutch their pearls. However, it's real. Right. And that's all I ever hope to do, is tell the truth. It's an imaginary circumstance, but it is truth in an imaginary circumstance, because so many people, and it's not just the main storyline we have. I mean, when I tell you seriously, it is literally for the married, for the single, for the, the LGBT community, there's a little bit of something for everybody in here, where people, for men, husbands, fathers, to have a voice and speak their truth, and allow the audience to see a different perspective and a different side of things that they may not have thought of or considered.
Now, I don't want to skate over you being 11 times nominated and 7 times NAACP. Was that a part of the plan? And how does somebody get there? Like, what are you doing every day that's probably not so glamorous?
Uh-oh, I think it froze a little bit. Can you hear me okay? I think I lost you. Hello? Uh-oh. Let's see. I don't know if there's something I can do.
Are we back?
Yes. Yes, we're back.
Okay. See, they're trying to stop us.
And won't.
They saw us. Oh, I'm like, you about to give it to us. And look, they try to interrupt what we have going on.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
So yeah, how does somebody get there? And what have you been doing, daily, monthly, in order for that to happen?
One of the things that I really believe in is the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And we should have an end in mind, but we should remain extremely flexible because we never know how the journey is going to unfold. It wasn't that I necessarily set out to be an NAACP nominated writer or producer. It wasn't that. My initial motivation for creating a story was because I wanted to act. Period. That was it. Like, let me create a role for myself that I could see myself being. I feel that I'm a leading lady. I'm going to write it. So I created Sunday Morning. And then as you do the work, you're meeting people, you're networking, you're, attending events and doing the things that you need to do. Then people, start to tell you, well, there's this that could happen. Well, there's the NAACP committee, because a lot of people wonder how that's possible, but it's for shows that are in Hollywood. So you do have to put your show up in LA where the committee is to be able to come view your show. But it's even a feat to get them to come see it. You know what I mean? Because as a new playwright, it's like, how do you get on their radar? And it took a lot of work. Listen, I'm very comfortable. Look, how they say it, worrying people to death.
The squeaking wheel gets the oil, right?
I am very comfortable worrying people to death, child. They're like, girl, we're going to come see this play, now leave us alone.
Right, exactly.
And, it just ended up working in my favor. Luckily, for me, even though I really didn't know at the time how much of a product I had, luckily for me, when I aggravated them enough to get them in the seats, it turned out being a show that they thought was, worth recognition. So for me, it was just a big deal that they came. Like, think about think about an actress just knowing they could be considered for an Oscar. Like, that alone is a big deal. Like, the actors looked at me, you know what I mean? So that's really how I felt. I felt like, oh, they came. That's great. That's great. And when the nominations came out, it was a year later, I was on to something else. And, then you get this call and your director's like screaming and like, oh my God, it's like, wait, what's happening? And yeah, so it's just things unfold, and it's nothing wrong with having goals, and you absolutely should have goals. But the things that have changed my career the most has been the things that I've said yes to that wasn't on the radar, that wasn't necessarily a part of the big plan that I've always had for my life. I've been flexible in that, and that has opened up a world of opportunities for me. So, yeah.
So let's talk about that challenge. I'm sure they were just not your whole business, but like, what are some of the things that people don't expect that kind of happens, when you're producing, acting, that can be a lot, and I'm sure, there's things in my field where questions like, do I really want to do this? Like, can you share like maybe one or two of those things that people have to kind of keep in their back mind?
Well,
when they're supporting you, and then also for people that, look aspiring to be in your shoes.
You have to realize that you're dealing with people.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with actors. Now, we special, okay? We special. We have to be. Like, how could we entertain you if we thought like you, right? So an entertainer has to have a different, unique mind. With that being said, put 10 of them together and manage that. And then call me back.
Okay. Okay.
So those, that presents challenges in and of itself. Sometimes it can be beautiful, sometimes it can be messy, sometimes it can be amazing, sometimes it can be fun, sometimes it can be a disaster. Sometimes it's just, you just have to be along for the ride. And there are certain things that you're going to learn about managing people that you only learn by managing people. You're going to make mistakes, you're going to learn the lessons, and then you just learn how to keep moving. So I'm managing, like right now, my team is so huge and it's growing by the second as we prepare to go into a venue that seats 600, So I have a cast of 9, 10 people. I have a core team of about 4 people, but then I have another team of about, I would say anywhere from 10 to 15 people that, help us make this production work, from wardrobe to hair, makeup, wardrobe assistants to ushers that have to be there, to greeters, to I also have a nonprofit that's actually producing the show called the Sky Academy, where I expose underserved youth to the behind the scene job opportunities in television, film, and theater. So I have that component happening. So I'm dealing with the parents, I'm dealing with the chaperones. I mean, I'm dealing with media. I have to do interviews. I have to, sell tickets. I have to, it is so many things that you have to be able to manage. And not to mention, I'm also the director and the lead actress.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah.
But it's gotta be, now how long does it take you to memorize your lines though?
It takes a while. It's no different from me. It's repetitiveness. People often think that I have a leg up because I wrote it. The moment I step away from it, I don't know what I just read. I just wrote. I can come back and read it and it feel just like somebody else. Like, ooh, or oh my goodness, oh that's. I mean, when I've done pieces, I don't know what I was thinking. I've done pieces so many times, right? But it's been years since I've done pieces. I was reading the script, girl. I was tripping out. I was like, oh my God, I forgot, and the ending tripped me up. So I had forgotten. I really had forgotten. And so I said, man, this audience is about to go on a journey. Because if I wrote this and I've been a part of it and I'm feeling all these emotions, I can't imagine what people who have no idea where this story is going to feel. So I'm just like anybody else. I have to work with my actors on a regular basis. I get an acting coach, which I haven't yet this go round, but I do plan to work with somebody. Although I'm an acting coach, but I need an objective eye. I wrote it. I'm the director and I'm the lead. I need another eye. So, I work with the acting coach and I just really have to do the work to memorize the lines like everybody else.
Okay. So what about any extra cities? Like after this one, I'm sure you're going to sell out and people want to ask you, when are you coming to my city, like DC?
Speak life. Speak life. It's not, I'm in Atlanta now. I'm left LA and now I'm in Atlanta. So I was here to be able to produce the show. And so I'm just doing what's in my power to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an independent producer. I don't have a large backing. This is literally coming out of my pocket. So, it's all I can do to think about getting through April 8th and making sure all the checks that I have to write is going to clear. It's all I can do. So if somebody, if they got some coins and they say, Miss Sky, we want to bring you to our city, holla at you, girl.
or collaboration. Maybe somebody, some type of collab.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm open to it. It's a lot of work. I'm very particular. So my production value, I'm very particular about everything, from the set to the actors to the wardrobe to everything. I'm very detailed oriented and meticulous when it comes to that. So, and I've learned that not everybody feels that way, so I definitely want to collaborate and would love to collaborate, but it still has to be done in a spirit of excellence.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand. In honor of Women's History Month.
Yes, exactly. You know how we do. Who run the world? Right? Girls.
So what else can people expect from you this year and coming up? Any other projects you have that people should know about or be on the
Yeah,
lookout
I'm gonna
for?
just take a long nap after this. Like, I'm gonna just take a long
Okay.
I'm gonna just take a
Okay.
long nap. But I do, I'm an acting coach. I just wrapped on a Disney movie yesterday. Disney did a Disney Descendants movie. So I
Oh,
do have some.
congratulations. Hold on.
Thank
How
you.
about you skipping over that now?
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Yes, thank you so much. So I'm going back to my private coaching students. So I'll be teaching my students and releasing some, I think it's 6 10-minute acting coaching videos that people can purchase if they don't necessarily want to, work privately, but want to get some information and knowledge on being in the industry and how to begin their career. I am releasing some videos on that. Hopefully it'll be ready right around the time of the play. But yeah, I've learned to leave room for God to do what God does because, yes, plans are good, but flexibility is everything. And allowing room for God to come in and step in and do what He does. I didn't have this planned for 2023. This was not in the plan for me as of the beginning of December. I wasn't even thinking about doing a show. So, um, that's how God kind of moves in my life, and I allow Him to do that. I didn't know that I was going to be coaching on this Disney movie. I was in rehearsal when I got the call. My assistant brings me the phone while I'm in the middle of working a scene, and she's like, "Disney wants you to come," and I'm like, "There's no way I can do all this," but I made it happen. So I just, allowed God to move and see what He has for me.
Okay. Okay. Well, can you tell the world what they can find and connect with you at?
I am on all platforms under my name, Kinnik Sky. So KINNIKSKY. Um, KinnikSky.com, Kinnik Sky on Instagram. It's Kinnik Sky Official on Instagram, Kinnik Sky on Facebook and Twitter. So it's all my name. Kinnik Sky Entertainment.
I know that's right.
Yes. And I used
Well,
to be Dazzle Me Entertainment. So this is my first time actually using my name. I had two
no.
dogs, Dazzle and
Okay.
Mia's. So I
Okay.
produced under Dazzle Me Entertainment in LA, but now I'm Kinnik Sky Entertainment.
Excuse me, you guys heard it from Miss Kinnik Sky. Don't get it twisted.
Yes. Let's be clear.
I know,
Oh,
right?
look, I got one of my vendors gave me a little
Oh,
gift.
that's nice.
Isn't that nice?
Oh,
Isn't that
that's so.
nice?
Are you gonna sell them? I hope you're gonna sell them at their. You're gonna have products, right?
Yes, I do have a hoodie line,
Okay.
which I call Kinnikisms. And it's quite a number of different designs. We have from Dream Bigger to Black Excellence. We
Mm,
have a whole Her series, Write Her, Direct Her, Produce Her for the women that are in the industry. We got so many great things. So it's called Kinnikisms. And so, yes, my hoodies will be relaunching, and then we'll be doing the t-shirt and yeah, the t-shirt and the sweatshirt part of it. So yes, we will have merchandise. And this was a gift for me. Like I just had to order all of the shirts that my staff will be wearing at the show. And I guess for doing such a large order, the vendor sent me this cup, which I thought was amazing. I was like, I'm going to use it on my interview today.
yeah, and it goes with the ambiance, her lovely chair, the lovely outfit and
Right.
makeup and
Come
hair.
on, come on.
She's giving us the stage presence. Look.
Yes. I love a show, honey. I like to see it. We get listen. It's all about production value. It's all about production value.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I truly appreciate it. It's one of the one things we never get back, and you're doing amazing things. And I'm sure more awards are coming, and your
I
city
received
tour, your
that.
world tour.
Yes.
I
Speak
gotta
life.
get you up here now. I'm a little jealous. I'm not in Atlanta, so I'm like, look, we
Girl, let
gotta
me
figure
tell
out a
you.
way to get you up here ASAP.
This show, let me tell you, for those, and I did do something special. So while your listeners, and I guess I'll go ahead and extend it maybe till midnight. Your listeners can get tickets right now, a discount. So normally the tickets are $49.99. Right now I'm doing it for $34.99 for your listeners. So if any of your viewers go, I'll go ahead and extend it until midnight tonight. You guys can go and grab your tickets for $35. So yeah, So that I started to do a code, but I said, no, I'm gonna just let them go in, grab their seats. Cause this show, let me tell you, I have some, these actors, these actors are not playing games. Okay. They are bringing the heat. This story is so moving. And I know it sounds like, oh, she wrote it or she produced it, so it's a pitch. It is so not a pitch. Our actors, even when they're not in scenes or they can leave rehearsal, won't leave because we're watching each other. We've had people that are working as part of the show come stop by to maybe do different things or pick up things, and they can't stop watching. Like, this show never gives you a second to rest. Like, it's something happening every time. And just when you think you've gotten ahead of the story, you'll realize that you have no idea. You have no idea. So it's called Pieces. The log line is about a Christian therapist, Dr. Nile Winters, who has to resist the temptation of her married patient. So will pieces of a man be just what the doctor orders? And baby, I say, if you love Scandal, a lot of people love Scandal. If you love Scandal,
Right.
you're going to live for Pieces, honey, because we are
Okay.
bringing the heat. So let's be clear.
Okay. Look, that
Yes.
was the perfect pitch he gave to us. Y'all run up y'all coins. Look,
Yes. Go grab those
right
$35 seats. Grab those $35 seats. What's today's date? March 22nd.
Yes.
So it's March 22nd. They'll be up until midnight East Coast time. So go and grab those $35 seats so we can get you in there. I'm introducing myself to the Atlanta market. LA knows who I am. They know I'm that girl. That's that play girl. That's that girl that write them plays, you know? So I'm introducing myself to the Atlanta market. When I left here, I wasn't a playwright. I went to LA and started this whole new life. So Atlanta is going to fall out of their chairs over this show. I say April 9th, you will be one of two people. You'll either be talking about it or you'll be hearing about it, but you will know that Pieces has hit the city. I can promise you that.
Wow.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, thanks again. I appreciate it. I'm sure more bigger and better things are going to keep flowing your way, and
I receive it.
great things for you. Thank you again.
Thank you, Queen.
All right.
Thank you. Take care.